after the show, I want you to put a seed of so you're choosing into your armpit and do some exercising, do a little jogging, and the sweat is a great thing. It's full of nutrients and things, and just watch how quickly that seed sprouts into something beautiful, and then you'll just be having this beautiful plant, and you could feed so many children. Culture, you could save so many hungry children in these poor countries, and just show up with your armpits raised and say, "Come get them, kids! Come get these tomatoes. They're freshly grown. They're ripe for the picking. It only took me a few days." And they will be eating your armpit tomatoes, and you'll be saving lives. Culture.
Oh my gosh!
Street Smarts. Time for Street Smarts. Stay alert out there.
This thing is gonna blow your panties off. It's gonna be great. Let me do this.
How great is that? Casino, how you doing down there? You good? I'll just all of it. All right.
Yeah, I love it all. I love it all. Well done.
No further ado, no further ado. Correct.
What?
Without wasting any more time.
Without further ado.
Without further ado, we're saying the same thing.
No, you said no. You said with no.
Your grasp of the English language.
Without no further ado.
Oh, okay, right? Crying. You're from Texas. I know. That's what it is.
True. I would like to bring on
Boston.
I would like to bring on the producer, the director, the star. He did craft services. I'm pretty sure it was his backyard at one point, and I think he owns that dog. Clint F. I forgot to go over his last name. Denisco.
Thank you, guys. F. Clint Denisco. Mixed the F's up there. And I want to say before we even get anything started here, I have no affiliation with Street Smarts, what they represent politically, philosophically, or otherwise thoughtfully. I'm only here for my promotion and what I represent for my future endeavors media-wise. So let's continue this interview.
Okay.
Tom's here. Right. Tom's here as well. That was embarrassing.
I just thought I'd stop and say hi.
Hey, hi, Tom. Glad you're here. Tom, this is Clint. F. Clint. So your middle name is Clint?
Yeah, well, my name is F. Clint. It is confusing. My name is Clint. You can just call me, you don't have to call me F. Clint, but it's like a...
Wait a minute, hold on. So your name is F. Clint?
Yeah, you know, like F. Scott Fitzgerald and that kind of thing.
Oh, I called that the other week. Ah, Ace. That's the only bit I love.
And don't get me wrong, everybody in high school called me F, but yeah, my name's Clint. Okay. Also, am I still keeping the shtick of being the Zack Snyder thing, or are we done with that?
No, it's fine.
People are gonna hate me to high heaven of like, geez, right off the bat, this guy. I swear, they told me to do that. I swear to God.
I did. It was even better than what I was thinking, because I was thinking you were just gonna like. I wanted you to be like, I'm against paper straws or something like that, but you're like, no. Just, that's great.
To be fair, paper straws are shit. So,
Tom, did you see the episode where we covered Clint's made for TV special?
No,
probably not. It's okay.
You were in for an amazing treat, my friend.
Yeah, it's like the best
you have it right.
Ever seen.
Oh wait, yeah. Let me. I forgot. I'm the push play guy. So let me figure out how to push play.
Well, while he does that, let's do the mailbag, because we do have an email about you, Clint, that we need to.
Oh, mailbag.
Mailbag.
All the small things, true care, truth brings. I'll take one lift, your ride, best trip. Always, I know you'll be at my show, watching, waiting, commiserating.
Oh, I'm muted. Time for mailbag.
Beautiful.
Dear Street Smahtz, that's us. I am super excited to see that F. Clint Denisco, this person got it right, will be on Street Smahtz. However, I do have some concerns. First and foremost, have you considered the possibility of spontaneous plant growth? Okay. I don't know what type of voodoo Mr. Denisco possesses, but I do not trust him. This all seemed staged, and for what purpose, I do not know. All I know is that now everyone is talking about armpit tomatoes, which has me concerned. Please guard yourself against his black magic. Nana.
Nana.
Not my grandmother. Yeah, sorry. It was somebody's grandmother. Not mine, though. Nana.
So that's how it ended. Just went Nana.
Nana. That's how it was signed. Nana.
Very formal for all that.
That's amazing.
What does the F stand for? Fantastic. Sorry.
That's right. Yeah. It doesn't stand for anything, which makes it all the more confusing in registration and stuff.
Wait.
And also, what is everybody else's name? Just so I don't feel. So we got.
Oh. Well, you can call me by my title. That's fine.
Okay, that's what I assumed. People didn't want to be going. So culture, barber,
and then you have Tom
and Mad, and Tom. Yeah. Okay, the one normal name. Okay.
Well, Mad Mardigan's a normal name. Second of his name.
Yeah.
Tomatoes Mad of Mac. The devil. That's awesome. All right. So while we wait on my push play button guy, we were talking about your improv, and you're part of Second City in LA. That's big time.
Yeah. I wonder how many people. Well, first of all, do most people now understand that it's satirical, or are they still are they the rules being pulled from there? Does that make sense?
Second City, or
it's satirical.
I don't know if we ever came clean about it being like not real.
We never
that's great too, because people are probably wondering, wait, if that's from the 90s, how is this guy is ageless that he 1992 and he's like 30 years later looks exactly. Anyway, yeah,
I don't know how many people knew at the time. I don't think a lot, because even Mary, who was on our show the first time we watched it, you started it you started hitting buttons on her, with her Christianity. She's like, this is kind of sorry. And then you did your roll over the log of I shall overcome, and then she just lost. Yeah.
Oh victory in Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah. One of my to be honest, I think the idea just started with the intro, which probably makes no sense, but which was just the idea of that classic thing of the credits are rolling, but the next thing is playing in the corner, which seems like the stupidest thing to think of a whole idea for. But I just like that concept of, now I pull into this thing and it's at 11 o'clock on a Friday, and you skip school that day and you're watching some random thing on PBS. And
I've done the same thing. Yeah, I've had the same thing with some of our intros.
It's like a fake memory almost, because you would never watch that terrible. I guess if you had this made up Texas local channel, you would, but you would never be staying home, with soup and then watching this guy run through a forest for a minute and a half.
I think people are just now figuring it out.
Absolutely epic. It was just like a footballer, like proper football, soccer, in the UK called Raheem Sterling. Look him up if you don't already know him. You run just like him.
So I get the moves of a soccer player.
Yeah, you do, like proper good.
Or football.
Don't listen to him. He's wrong. That's not football.
No, he's talking about soccer.
They call it gridiron, or is that an Australian thing?
I have no idea.
Gridiron. That's American.
They call football gridiron, and they call soccer football.
Yeah, no, that's probably Australia. We call it NFL over here, and then we have proper football. So
yeah, you really don't though. It's
we do.
Really silly.
We should do sports talk for this.
Quiet.
Look, you guys. You know what? Leave your sports ball conversation for another time.
So this is a real question for you. So why the tomato in the armpit?
Yeah, I think that was a dream I've always had. I think it was my head originally. I had scripts before where the idea of someone scooped a hole in their head. In hindsight, it's very horror-esque, but in my head, I just thought it was kind of funny. And then someone would pour dirt in there, and then they would like, could it build? Or would it mess with your brain? And you have, I don't know, it's one of those. You ever had those ideas where it's just like a scratch is being itched? Like, I don't know why I need to see this, but it's just a fun concept. It might even be very David Lynchian, but anyways, so the head didn't work. So I thought realistically, if he fell, well, the funniest spot would be his arm. And so there you have it.
The head wouldn't work for a variety of reasons, but mostly because you die.
Yeah, the roots would go instantly into the brain. I'm not sure the biology makes any more sense in the armpit, but
actually, there's foundational arguments that could be made for that. Actually,
well, that's what I went into.
Yeah, there was people Googling like whether or not you can actually grow, and people were like, "Yeah, apparently you can like grow."
Yeah, they pulled
this guy found it in a book he found in his car, so that's all the info you need.
Well, I think it's perfect. Yeah, if you find a book in your car,
that's actually my favorite throwaway line in the whole thing.
Mine too. Yeah. Mine, because the idea of like you found a book in the car, in your own car, like a discovery.
What made me laugh was just the fact that he put his own like live stream director's commentary in his film.
It was good.
Like presumably this actually played on TV, and they're watching also his own like what kind of ego? It's like I gotta put this intro in.
Somebody accidentally hit the commentary button for a second on accident.
Or he made the decision.
I could not figure that part out.
It's so good.
I think in actuality, if we're going behind the curtains, but in actuality, I probably was in editing and realized, I wonder if if it's even obvious that what's happening here about that there's a seed going in his arm and it's going to be a plant. And so I probably was like, I'm going to have a fake commentary kind of explaining it. Because I think even with the commentary, there's probably some people that are like, what happened with the seed and why is he bleeding and why are they focusing on the arm? And then, but there's your info. His name's Joe Hindle. That's the director.
It was so good. It was so good. Well, let's actually screen it because Tom hasn't seen it. So this is going to be.
Oh my God, I got to screen my own.
Oh yes, yeah.
All right. This is and we're going to promote the heck out of your channel and all of your endeavors. So.
I actually have that here. Yeah.
All right. Are you ready? Do I hit play now?
As I'll ever be.
All right.
You can ask me questions during. I guess.
Oh, of course. I played. Like, is there a director's cut?
No. Well, there is a 4-hour black and white version, but
yes.
I have to tell you, Charlotte Law did a great job.
Oh yeah, Joe Hindle, of course. That's the director running along right there.
It's that run. It's just perfect.
Also, I realized, because I love making bad entertainment. The audio, the joke kind of here was that the music would come in, and he would just keep recycling the same audio clip.
Armpit. It's the arm. Arm.
Hey, Casino, can you turn it down just a little bit so we can talk over it?
Sweetie, we had to run away.
Very abrupt cut to all of a sudden you shirt off, underwear on the head.
We had to.
Because when I was watching this, I felt like we were missing something.
Goes from screaming to shirt off, fanny pack, underwear on the head.
We abandoned our doctrine. So we must stay together.
It was really hard to figure out like whether or not this was supposed to be like some Christian. Like at one point, when I figured out that this was all bullshit, I was like, wait, but was it like Christian improv? You know what I mean? Because I don't know if you've ever seen Christian comedy. It's
like it was Christian comedians that were thinking they were doing
Yes.
Oh my God, that's a thing.
Well, oh yeah.
Wow.
I bet it's as good as Christian rock.
I don't know, man. DC Talk was good.
Was this a girl that was in the photo frame that you bought?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. Don't let him lie to you because she pops up at the end.
Yeah. No. She's in the film. Rebecca.
Oh, is that an X?
Yeah. Yeah. And I put her in this film as revenge. No, it's not.
Oh man.
Very playful.
Cracks me up. Everything about it, dude. Like
do crazy things. I can make a clown of myself and goof around.
they're still talking about your name, by the way. They're still trying to figure out.
They're still 20 minutes in. What the heck is the F? Yeah, I know. Trust me, it's been confusing everywhere in my day-to-day life as well. Registration.
Did you do it on purpose, or like your parents like, you know what, we kind of don't like this baby?
No, it's a parent's name. Some actors have to like add to their name because their name is too generic that they have to.
Yeah.
I'm like the opposite. I need to like de-escalate my name a little bit.
Oh, so you like
Joe Hindle?
Yeah.
And I knew as
screening in Houston. Even the fact that they had a screening for this even makes me laugh.
I loved everything about it. And I was just like, maybe I just got a bad copy of it. Like somebody added it on there.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I'm gonna figure that part
out.
Yep, just that.
So you were really committed to the exercise.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I had this whole forest, huge obstacle here with this half fallen log.
This was my girlfriend's favorite part.
God, get me through this.
She didn't like the toilet room where he escaped.
There's something funny about a British person saying toilet room. It seems more normal for you to say toilet room, but for me, it makes me laugh so much that someone would say toilet room. That is like I had to escape to the toilet. There we go. The epic obstacle.
I think cutting to you taking a piss and for it lasting the entire piss was genius.
And the singers are just as long with it. It's like this fever dream. It's the seed growing.
He plunged me to victory beneath the cleansing flood.
Yes, Dandelion, because the man is here himself. Because I'm like, what Christian channel? Like, I grew up in Texas in a Baptist home. Like, who would show this?
Yeah. I don't know. The other part of it for me that's kind of real is that you would be surprised, though. This is the kind of thing where it's just, they give them the money to do it. They're kind of half look at it. It's like, as long as there's no cursing, fine, put it out there.
It does, weirdly, it feels like something that in England we would look at America and go, yeah, that's pretty normal for them.
That's their normal everyday watching.
Yeah.
The tradition that they watch. Oh, God, crap, I'm stranded. Big battle with my dog here.
Oh, so that is your dog.
Oh.
Surprisingly, very hard to choreograph, actually.
Was it?
Which my favorite part is when he puts the paw on the comb.
Yeah, he's very aware of what my intentions are.
Sorry.
I'm gonna yell.
But
we're yelling.
But you're not. But the audio of you yelling isn't there.
Like what possibly did he see in editing where he was like, there we go, that's the cut. The barking is what I needed. And of course everybody knew a musical was coming.
No one did.
No one
and it shocked everyone.
Fanny pack and all.
Go back to a normal life.
Kinda.
Yeah, there's a version of this kind of.
No, I won't give in.
This kind of philosophy.
I don't care what they say.
For a moment here, I felt like I was watching a chorus line audition.
I feel like for even the people that might fall for it the most, I feel like this is probably the part where they're like, really? This is real?
I couldn't figure out you flipping it off either. Like that. Is that what you were doing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the idea is that it's like a Gollum thing where he's talking to himself angrily and he's flipping off himself. That's the evil side.
Oh, that did not come across.
Yeah. And he's the evil. He's battling with his inner soul.
Inside me. You should just give up. Maybe I should just give up.
And very quietly, there's a guy saying "Cue light" here.
The makeup person worked their butt off, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. My sister did the plant, and that was the only thing that needed to actually look good was the plant, and it actually does. Like for my money, it kind of looks like, ooh, did he actually?
It actually does look.
Did they grow a plant in there? And everything else looks intentionally kitsch. But yeah.
See, Shellback, you're still not getting this guy. He knew what he was doing. Like,
it's okay. like I said, the more real, the better. Of course, it all worked in the end. She doesn't care that she died. She just was glad to help me.
I want the backstory of what happened in the garage with the big boys.
Yeah, me too.
Who are these people? Why did she die happily and I'm just an escapee with my one fanny pack?
Escape through the window of the bathroom? Yeah.
Not with her. Like, what was the plan?
I see this as the doggy butthole cut.
Shining light. Living alone is exactly like our relationship.
And then it's just perfect
to my woman.
For me, organized chaos of
material things,
nothing.
True confidence. You must have a relationship with Jesus. It is bad to give in to evil structures, and we have abandoned strength. We are
like yawning in the middle of it.
Will get us
pulling hair out of his tongue.
I found a tomato seed. This force is an obstacle and a test. It will stop when I fight the beasts of the wild. It is fear that allows rotten people in our world.
Why didn't you just run back the other way?
Yeah.
Oh, there's this. Yeah. It's so good.
I have to tell you, this is probably the Sesame Street.
Yeah, the Sesame Street. So copyright. Yeah.
No. This is truly one of the just brilliant.
So nice.
It was exactly what we were looking for. Only we were hoping it would be real.
Yeah, that's the part it's a tough thing to market because I eventually want to do this kind of on a professional level, and I'm meeting with people for this kind of thing, and it's perfect for when it is if there was a show called Bad Entertainment, which is my goal, then it makes sense. But pitching it not pitching it, but marketing it's tough because people kind of feel like either they do think it's real and so they don't like it, or they are like, what the heck, or they feel like they got duped, and then so they're kind of mad at me. You know what I mean? Like I feel like, oh, I see what you're trying to do here. It's like, oh, it's okay that you know what I'm trying to do. I just it's just funny to me that it's intentionally bad. So it's a funny thing to market because you also don't want to play your hand too much by like overly saying, hey guys, I pretended. It's intentionally bad. I pretended, because then it's like, hey, calm down, buddy. Just let us watch the video.
100% agree. Yeah, because like even on this show, like we kind of like go into like who we are, like our personas, right? We really lean into it. Like Culture Casino, there is a happy version of him somewhere, and we keep waiting on him to come on the show, but we just really like lean into those things. I think I don't know if you've seen Velocipaster. Have you seen Velocipaster?
I have not.
All right, so it was a movie that was made to be bad, and like there's a line where you're trying to make a bad movie like Birdemic or something like that. Or what's his name? Tommy Wiseau. Isn't it? Yeah, it's a real thing.
Okay, yeah.
Or like or The Room, right? It's really hard to make something that is bad, intentionally bad, without it being obvious.
Yeah, or just being actually bad, right?
Right.
Or it's just, especially if I have it like the improv thing. I do stuff that's intentionally bad comedy, and I've seen it has to be kind of orchestrated right, because otherwise I've seen versions where it's just like unbearable, because it's like we see what you're trying to do and it's not funny, and it's just kind of silent, and it's like everything's bad, and you're just kind of sweating watching.
With improv, good improv is great. I love it, right? Bad improv is great as well because it's bad. You know what I mean? But mediocre improv is like, you know what I mean? Like
for me, my friend, and yeah, like you said, when improv's good, it's great. And specifically improv, I'm talking about like the show sport of improv, not just improv. Because that in general, for me, there's like a 10% chance that it's good. And I'm not trying to be mean, But most of the time, you're just kind of sweating in the audience. You're just like, I feel bad for these people. They're trying not to be embarrassed on stage. And even if they're professionals, you can kind of see them fighting for words. And it's an odd setup for entertainment that when it's good, it's good. But I'm not sure how many live shows you've ever gone to. But for me, the funny part for me is just how much it's obvious to everybody that we're just sweating watching these people. Like, oh boy, I hope they don't like mess up this joke because they're just improvising.
Well, so for me, like my improv, like I'm from San Antonio, right? So it was a very small. It's not Second City or you know what I mean, like one of the big ones.
Right.
They have like a loose affiliation, but so that's where I went. So you always have a smaller crowd because not a lot of people are going to go to it here, and two. I didn't get along with a lot of the people there because they're very, the very hyperactive, like always moving around stage. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's not really me. I'm very toned down compared to some of them.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing worse than seeing someone pick a big idea to start with, right? Like hopping on one foot and then seeing them realize that they're going to have to continue hopping on this one foot for the entire scene.
And there's no laughs. And it's like, well, we can't just you can't just stop, which is, the joke of the bad improv is that we do that. My characters is like, let's just, anyways, what's another suggestion? Like, you would never do that. You're like, improv coach would like immediately kick you off the thing if you did that. But it's just the idea you have to stick with it. And that's kind of the idea with, what was I going to say, with making, kind of films like this as well, is that you kind of have to, what's the word? You have to like stick to an idea. I've heard that before. I see the kind of the whiteness of Conan O'Brien. That's I'm responding to the thing.
Wow.
And height as well. But anyway, that was the same thing with this kind of film, is that you want it to be, you want to be able, or a better way to put it is, like you were saying, you like kind of subtlety, and that's kind of, in these situations, it's not allowed at all. It's very much, and also sometimes it's not even humorous. I like how we're just talking about improv comedy now instead of the thing, but a lot of times it's not even humorous. It's just like a thing that they're just continuing a scene. So it's like, I'm holding a boulder. Yes, and I also have that boulder. And it's kind of like, what's the joke here? It's just congratulations on continuing the scene, but it's like, what are we supposed to be laughing at here? And again, not to be mean, like it is a tough thing to do, and I've been in that situation. I don't claim to be good at it, but I just prefer subtlety, and I prefer kind of being able to say no and all that kind of thing. And so even in this film, there's like no ginger.
We let two girls on at one time. I don't know if you saw that. It was embarrassing.
You went what?
We have this whole thing where like we only have one girl on the show a month, and we broke that rule and had two on a couple weeks ago.
It was terrible.
That's why I'm not affiliated with this show in any way, politically or philosophically. No, that's fine.
Tom, I'd like to hear from you.
Oh, I thought it was pretty funny. I get the joke, and just the idea of it was absurd. And like I said, why didn't he just go back the way he came from? It's just it was pretty goofy, and it was well put together. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
By the way, he has a lot of more stuff on his channel. I already put it out there once. Need to do it again. Yeah. But I've been burning through your videos, man, and I'm really digging them.
Yeah, that is so nice, dude.
Yeah, and I even found your personal channel with your reel.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, that's the funny thing. I have nothing on my personal channel. It's all through the amateur show thing. I'm not even sure if I've updated that reel in a while, but who cares? Who cares?
Tom, before you go, you can check him out on Midnight Edge After Dark, Midnight Edge Proper, and Midnight Edge After Dark Radio, and the Babe and Menace show.
Toxic Femininity. Toxic Femininity with the girls. Toxic girls. Yeah. Whatever that word is.
Do you have anything special coming up, Tom?
Not particularly, but unlike these guys, I can actually handle women more than once a month. So yeah, you can find them on Toxic Femininity every Monday night.
Yeah, that's
on Midnight's Edge. Yes. All right. Well, it was nice to meet F. Clint. And,
thanks for watching the thing. I feel bad you had to watch it, but
oh no, it was fun.
I hope it was at least somewhat enlightening.
I apologize for leaving you alone with these. Don't get too close to Mad Mardigan. He bites. So
never proven in the court of law.
Good to see you again, Tom. Bye.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah,
I'm
glad he was
I've
able
got
to join.
a really important question. I've been bubbling this one up for a while, and like with everything that's been going on, and you're talking about the way you like to move things with improv and that. What's your favorite burger topping?
Oh, that's true. Very related. I've not been asked this.
No, it's really important.
I'm just gonna say a nice thick red onion. Where like all the layers are still in there. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like you just pick a red onion, cut it in a slice, put it on top. It's kind of all I need. Maybe some.
I would have anticipated a slice of tomato, but I guess
I had a joke bubbled up. I was like, the tomato thing might be overplayed at this point. Maybe.
Have you seen our branding?
I love it. No, I love it. Especially for people that are still like kind of in the dark about like, what even is this film?
It's hard enough getting people to understand what we actually do on this show.
Yeah.
Let alone trying to the meta-ness of like trying to explain our show to be able to explain what you did, so that it's just it loops within itself.
Yeah, that makes it all the more fun. I have that problem too with the stuff I write, where even maybe some of the sketches you might have seen, where it's like there's a fake show within a show.
Yeah. Like the one you're on the news trying to explain the weather, but never went back to talking about the weather. Like immediately abandoned it. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that's a funny one too, because I say funny as in like interesting, not like I did a good job making it funny. It's an interesting one too, because that is the improvised people on a news show. So presumably you're like, okay, first of all, who are these improvisers, and why are we watching a Kansas City news show from? Because I'm from Missouri, so that's why I get a lot of Kansas City stuff.
Yeah, I figured it had something. I didn't know. Are you still in LA now?
Not now, but I will be when this is officially
all over.
When the vaccine enters my body.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Yeah. I'm slated for that very soon. So yeah.
Very nice. Are you guys all in the same area?
No, he's in the UK.
Stan's barber. Yeah.
I'm in Texas, and casinos in parts unknown.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm.
Look, the thing about Culture is that he has a government job at some level in some agency that he's not allowed to talk about. I think is alien related myself, and so like he won't let too much out about who he is.
Sounds like he's part of the big boys. Is what it sounds like to me.
I think so.
ICE.
No, not ICE.
No, you said aliens. ICE.
No, God.
Oh yeah.
Aha.
I mean, aren't all aliens kind of illegal in a way? You know, like if we saw an alien from Mars, then
I still don't think Showback gets it.
Showback, where are you?
He's in the Pacific Northwest.
Well, I see he comes from. Okay.
I still don't think he gets what it is.
That's okay. All the better. Like he's just kind of half hearing, like, oh, I heard the word Missouri. I know.
Yeah.
I'm from there. Anyways, back to.
No, he's look. We are constantly confusing our audience.
Yeah, that's a good way to keep them on their toes.
I think so. Like we do so much that doesn't make sense. Like, and I will abandon Barbara and I, we've been working together for months now, and we'll throw out different ideas of like, we'll start a show. Like we had one, it was so bad, where I would read a story from Viking lore.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so awful.
To him.
It was great.
It was so good though, but like nobody liked it at all.
And like
nobody. It was amazing.
And you would discuss it kind of jokingly, or was it just okay?
Oh, and I would try to do voices. Like one was when like Thor dressed up like a woman to marry the Frost Giant King, and I'm doing voices, and it was bad.
Yeah, also bad.
Yeah, we did. What did we? to fuck. That was the first thing we did together. That was the first thing we did together.
The best thing in that, the very first one that we did with that, where we found this Californian woman, I think she was Californian, who looked like she might be Swedish because she had blonde hair, and she spoke with a maybe Asian accent. It was the best thing we've ever looked at.
But aliens would possess her, and so the alien would speak through her, but with this Asian accent that was very offensive.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Yeah, that show was okay, but I ran out of good videos.
Yeah.
So here's the weirdest thing. So I meet Mad because he somehow ended up being a part of it or near a show that I was on. And, and so he invites me to come on and do an interview, right? To do be a part of his thing. You want to tell this story there, Tool Time?
No, listen. So I used to do a lot with this improv podcast, which, by the way, doing improv over a podcast is one of the hardest things because there's like no visual to go with it, right? Like there's a few that do really well, but we did not. Yeah, for sure. Anything like Paul F. Tompkins does, like he had a great Dead Authors podcast, is amazing. But yeah, so I brought on Culture Casino when I first started on YouTube. I'm still thankful that he came on. He was confused as shit and then gets mad because one of the guys on the podcast.
It's a good way to start an improv show is
it was mad during it. It was so good because the dude was like, we asked like, what was your favorite Star Wars movie? And this guy goes, the ice one. And Culture just goes off about it being like called the ice one, the snow one. And it was so bad. And he would look so mad. Like my girlfriend was texting me like, just kill it. Just stop the show. Stop the show. Be pissed off.
The vibe is gone.
Yeah. And
that's funny. What even is the ice one? What is that a reference to?
Oh, Empire.
The third one. Oh, was it?
No, it's Empire.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it is Return of the Jedi.
Oh, no. Okay. Like in the beginning where they're in the snow, I see.
Oh, I dude. So here's the thing. What tell them the truth. Would you just tell them the truth?
I just did.
No, I
know my truth.
I sussed it out in like 2 minutes. So I leaned into everything, including we dove into everything, including religious talk and stuff. So mind you, I had just spent probably the better part of 8 hours on various streams. So it was the perfect way for me to to just unwind and just get angry. It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah. It was
so even there was some awareness of the.
Oh God, yeah. Oh no, I knew right away. his girlfriend literally is trying to get him to stop it.
Because like.
I'd figured it out. I'm like, no, man, I leaned into it because when we ended it, I'm like, that was awesome, and he's like. That's great.
How is that awesome? Are you okay? I mean,
so what are you doing now, man? While you're waiting to get back to LA, if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah.
Well, pretty much just I'm a lot of pitch packets. I'm getting communication with producers and stuff. I went to grad school in LA for that, and so I'm a lot of shows related to bad entertainment.
Awesome.
In fact, one show is literally called Bad Entertainment, which you might have seen a couple now recently. Where the fake production company is called Bad Entertainment.
Yeah.
Which is the without lifting behind the curtain too much, is the premise is that there's this supposedly there's been this production company that's been around for decades that happens to be called Bad Entertainment.
I was about to say because I've seen we've shown one of theirs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're unearthing all of their supposed videos. Silent film.
The premise is brilliant. If you're headed where I think you're gonna go, so
right, and so each episode is like, here is this 40 silent film we found, but of course it's terrible. Here's this 90s TV movie we found, and of course it's terrible. Which for me is great, and getting the right people around it is fun, but also trying to find a way to not have it be, what's the word, kind of. Where it seems like the market is only midnight movie-esque, if that makes sense. Right. Like when we're pitching it, it's like, oh, so only neckbeard guys are going to watch this. And it's like, no, we kind of see it as like it could be a rom-com spoof. It's basically just a one-stop shop for satirizing like we're just in this wild west of media where we're just being flooded with all different kinds of, like, there's gas station shows, like it's everywhere. And so it's like the perfect time to kind of satirize that, as opposed to just like it's not just straight up like Tim and Eric, here's absurdist craziness that, you know, makes you want to throw up, or nothing like that.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But anyway,
I have something even beyond that in mind. When we're off stream, I'll mention it. So, but shut up.
But
that poster there in the background, is that your cow or someone else's?
It is a fake cow that was drawn by some artist.
Oh, it's good.
So it's not based on a real cow.
So someone else's, like, technically, but yeah. I don't know. It wasn't a portrait I asked for. I commissioned for a cow, a portrait of my cow to be colorized.
You never know. I've seen weirder. I
like cows though. So that's that in itself is probably weird.
Well, no. I
we
grew up.
regularly eat them, so.
Yeah, I grew up in East Texas. I grew up on a ranch, and we raised longhorns for a while. But we had a bull that we got. His name was El Retardo. I didn't name it. That was like his official name on the paper.
I have no affiliation with this politically philosophy.
It's Spanish for not that smart. And
okay, well that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, we got him from some people that raised him as a pet and had no clue. So the first time I saw this bull, he just comes charging at me full speed and then just stops and tries to lick me like a dog. And his horns were, 4 or 5. They were just huge horns, and he would pop all of our tires. But yeah, we never got a painting of him.
Yeah.
That's the connection to what we were talking about.
Yeah, you did a great job of that.
Yeah,
we're working on it, brother. It'll happen.
There we go. Because
you do look very young, by the way.
Yeah,
because he is.
I feel like for one thing, this having the '90s effect. You would think underwear on your head would make you look younger, but I think in this case it actually kind of adds like the like he has an aged idea of how you survive in the wilderness by putting underwear on your head. This goes right to the underwear.
Yeah, middle 30s,
mid-30s. That part made me laugh too. Of like, why would you go straight to the underwear? You're not looking to like, you're not going to cut your jeans or do anything. Just I gotta take off my underwear and put that on my head. We're 5 minutes in.
And the flannel shirt, and then it becomes a cape. I was like,
it kind of
freaking amazing.
Yeah, it becomes almost like it's just the hood, which it's kind of a good look actually. That could be a thing when we start up. Go to the beach and just the hood.
Just
the hood, swim trunks. It's kind of a cool look. But the one thing that was tough, and a thing you learn from these kind of things, at least for me anyways, is that I love subtlety, but there are some moments in this that are almost so subtle that even for friends that know exactly my humor would miss the joke. There's moments like whenever I pull up the tomato seed and I first look at it, very quickly and very quietly, a bee comes on frame, and I go, "Oh!" and it's on frame, but it happens so quietly and so quickly that the joke doesn't even happen. So there's a point where it's like I can't be proud of myself for being subtle if no one understands what's happening. So there's little stuff like that. Because I'm guessing I probably edited it with like very loud bass boosting headphones that when you're watching it on your laptop, you're not going to hear this very quiet bee buzzing. That for me was like, oh, it's gonna be so funny because people are gonna be like, why did this guy let a bee?
I was thinking you were a genius at audio editing, because that is exactly what you'd get out of a 4:3 television with that single speaker that was in the freaking the volume buttons. I was like, dude, this is perfect. Because I think it was awesome.
But some of the moments though, I would boost up, because also whenever the girl comes in the light, very quietly, there's a person saying, "Cue light," as if like they're turning on the light to do that. Way too quiet. It just looks like I'm looking. It still works because it looks majestic, like I'm looking over. But,
oh man.
Future stuff. I'll boost some audios up for anybody wanting to make stuff.
So Dandelion Fluff has a question for you about if that's how you really run.
I like to think no. God,
so yes. So that's
I like to say certainly the kind of T-Rex up arms was very much intentional. In fact, I think that was one of the first visuals I had for the film, was just that specific music you heard, which is what I remember growing up in the '90s. Was that kind of dun, bam, bam, boom, bam, boom, boom, and there's credits rolling. Dun, dun,
Right.
dun. But I imagine that, but with a guy just with this move going.
Oh, so yeah,
but taken very seriously.
Yeah. The audio aesthetic was very what was it? Tangerine Dream.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
there we go. Yeah, like, or at least in his head, he thought it was Tangerine Dream, but it was actually just a mess of some guy running with a fanny pack on.
Yeah. And you don't mind at all that we're highlighting your stuff, right? Just because
No.
Oh, okay.
Trust me. The creators, especially for what I do, it is a boost to my ego to have any sense of like, I get what you're kind of going for, because it is kind of, it's not the type of thing I show to my aunt or something very often.
We want a sequel, apparently. Sequel.
Okay, I started it again. Was it like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? 2?
Yeah, I want a prequel though. I want to know about these big boys. What happened?
Yeah, the prequel probably makes more sense for the director too, because he feels like his ego is such that it's like, I got to fill out the lore of this world. People are clamoring. Like, who are the big boys?
It feels so real as far as like the way you cut into a show, like, you know what I mean, like what you were talking about, how like you have the little advert at the bottom, which I've tried to do.
The last movie's playing and it goes to the next.
Because I've tried to kind of do on this show with our intros, like our intro starts with like the fuzzy like static on the TV.
Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, you have a great intro.
And then cuts to video 1, because like that I love that. Nobody else ever talks about it, but I will. Like, it cuts to video 1, like, you have to do the input, and then it starts. And we've had commercials. I try to do something new at least every week if I can, and Kip's a big help with that. But
is everybody here a millennial?
Oh no, Casino. He's.
I'm an old man.
Well, let me put it this way: but no one's a Gen Z. Because my thought going into it is that there's almost a point now where the VHS concept is like very nostalgic, almost in the same way I think of like silent films, where it's like, oh, look at this, it's like fuzzy and the audio warps in and out, and it's like, it's not a thing of like, I remember growing up, which for some of you guys it might be.
Well, Culture, he's a boomer, so like,
I am not a boomer,
like a legit boomer.
You're Gen X.
Gen X. Boomer,
yeah. I'm an X.
Again, Shellback.
He's still not getting it, is he? Wow.
That's gonna be like the runner throughout this thing. Or maybe he does, and he just thinks, that's the classic. You had to have been high making this.
On the trailer that I cut to promote.
Oh my god,
that show!
That's fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
I love that.
That was the first I ever did.
That legit made me laugh. Actually, it was like very well. It like actually makes more sense of the film than the film does. Where it kind of is like, okay, I'm a survivor.
What's funny is like before we do the show, I don't watch. I scan it. You know what I mean? Like when I'm looking for a new after school special, whatever, I'll scan it to make sure there's no dead animals now, because that's apparently a thing.
Yeah, because you kill animals. It's like 2/3 of the content, dead animals or dead people or both.
Sometimes.
Oh, that gets flagged or something.
No,
it's just because they're assholes.
He literally picked one out where not only does the dog die, but the kid uses a goldfish as chalk.
That's kind of cool.
Anyway,
I had the guts were coming out.
No,
like
that's not true. That's not true.
Oh.
Anyways, when I made that trailer, I hadn't watched what your video, so I just scanned through it, right? Yeah, I was just picking out different parts and kind of made my own story.
Wow, that's interesting.
And when I picked that song, I had no idea that you sung about surviving at the end.
Right.
And that was just a great coincidence. Like when I found, like, oh, this all works perfect. Like it was.
You had the perfect like fake ending teaser of.
Yes.
Here's this little clip of singing. I thought that was great.
So a day ago, I got a new comment on that, and it was this is the comment. It says, "This was not made for Christian eyes. Destroy it. Drop it to the deepest part of the ocean."
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if she meant specifically my trailer or your video.
The idea in general is, I'm sure, is And that was what made me laugh too about is just the idea that like what was possibly the messaging here? It's like okay, it is a Christian. Is it just it happens to be a Christian themed thing, but it's not like a VeggieTales style lesson that you learn. It's kind of just like his wife died and now he moves on, I guess.
Well, lessons learned. I'm glad you brought that up because it is time for.
You learned a lot from Street Smahtz.
I started as a baby, a tiny little baby. Now look at me, now look at me. A dearth of empirical knowledge can be a huge obstacle. Life experience and education help develop my brain. Look at me now, I'm a grown up. Things done change.
Awesome. Lessons learned.
I love that.
Cool.
So let's do it a little different. Clint F. What lessons did you want to be learned?
Oh, interesting.
What the fuck?
Well, let's see. I feel like the running theme of all my stuff is there's some sense of having self-awareness, which tends to be the one thing that a lot of the characters making the entertainment my stuff don't have, is some kind of like, oh, this all makes sense. Like there's no like, even if they left, a shot in of the dog barking, but they're not talking, it's like, fine, they get it. They understand. Which is kind of a lesson, even for someone like myself, it's kind of nice to be able to be reminded of, and again, I understand that I'm talking about a philosophical point about a guy running in a fanny pack. So for me, there's that slight thing of like, it's kind of like The Office where it's like, I could kind of see myself saying this thing Michael Scott says. So it's nice that we're expanding on this. Yeah, you probably didn't expect me to take that so seriously, but there you go.
Well, that's awesome.
No, I agree. Barber, did you have any lessons learned from either his actual video or from today?
Yeah. I mean, I learned that cows can be people too, and the onions exist on burgers.
Yeah. You never did that?
What?
No.
He's a meatitarian.
I forgot.
I can't eat vegetables.
Yeah, that's not a joke. He is a meatitarian. He does not eat vegetables. Wow. He does have like I wish I had that picture ready to go. I should just add it to this thing as this comes up so much. But he has like it's a carrot. It's supposed to be a substitute for carrots, but it's really just a slab of meat that's shaped like a carrot and dyed orange.
It's amazing.
Wow. Great. Okay, it's great.
So the tomato plant thing really rubbed you the wrong way because you were like, well, I would still be starving. What am I going to do?
Honestly, I would die. But a dog turned up, so, there's possibilities.
Showback. My man, we're going to talk later. I'm going to break this down for you.
I feel like at this point, he's almost being like satirical.
No, I know him. I know him.
Okay. That's funny then.
Saggy. Yes.
You actually can. You can. Oh, she was the one in the intro that we had that was trying to convince Culture Casino to feed the starving children with armpit tomatoes. It kind of bacon. All right. Well,
I think someone made a point about how like the best place actually would be the back. I'm not sure, it might have been Culture or something like that. That actually kind of makes sense. I feel like there's the most kind of bone structure there. I'm not sure how the photosynthesis of it works when you're kind of like sideways, but
Well, so that was my question about the whole thing is like, how are you going to, do you just go outside?
Plants naturally reach for the sun, right? So you would encourage a growth pattern that would bend the plant from your back upward.
That's true. So it's like a hanging plant coming reverse up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would not the leg make more sense though? Because there's like quite a bit of flesh on the leg.
Nah, see, well, okay, so, I don't want, you know what? I'm not getting into the science of it. Anyway, you grow wherever you want.
I just thought the armpit seems like the most like, just like that weird part of your brain that kind of likes it. You know what I'm talking about? Like there's something about it. Something about it in my brain that just likes the idea that there's roots growing right here,
that makes a lot of sense, and I mean, I'd be concerned. I'd be concerned with lung tissue though. So my concept is always get it away from something that you actually need a vital organ or like your brain. Right. That idea.
So just Justin, coming in with the seriousness, as always, says, not every creator's message will resonate the same with all audiences. Embracing that viewpoint is very important.
Yeah, and this is from a guy who finally watched Deliverance like in the last couple of days. So,
oh wow,
that's a brilliant movie.
There's actually a lot of relations to this and Deliverance. It's kind of the same. Out in the forest, what's going to happen? Someone dies.
Yeah. No,
absolutely. Dies in the garage. But
does it go the same sort of route, like long term?
I think if the sequel were to happen, I might see him in my version though. They get attacked and raped, but in my version, he's able to fight back with the growing plant. Does that make sense? Like the plant is able
with the dog.
Right, the dog. Yeah, it becomes like almost like a kind of sadistic superpower that he has, where he has a tomato plant that kind of grows,
like
breaks through the rope. Yeah, breaks through the rope that was being tied to a tree, with. And they're like, "What tarnation? How did you get that plant?" I hit him with my plant. And
hey, Clint, this is something that you should do now. I'm thinking like almost make him into a superhero. Like that was his origin story.
Yeah. Yes. Well, that's the real Snyder cut, or that's the Whedon cut. Who knows? But either way, I don't think anyone would want to watch that. Watching Joe with a plant and then with the intentions of rape also being on screen might just add too much of too much tension.
Do you remember there was a show back in like, I don't know, early 2000s on NBC called The Cape. And I guess he had the cape like stuck to him somehow, but he would fight crime with the cape.
Yeah, he could move it really well.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Like that's what I imagine. You're
stuck to him.
Yeah, it was. I don't know.
No, it wasn't really stuck to him. It was just like a way of using it, basically.
I see. Okay. Oh yeah, it's like that. But the plant.
Yeah, but you fight with the plant under your arm, now, though. Like,
yeah,
I like that idea.
So presumably the plant doesn't have any powers. It's just a plant. So I'm not really sure how much he gets. Except for the fact that he's breaking science by growing plants out of his body, but.
Pitmato Man. That's not a bad
Adventures of Pitmato Man.
Okay.
Theaters near you. The Adventures of Pitmato Man.
I feel like that could be a script.
So we're at that time now. We're going to do our promotional stuff. Barber.
Oh, yeah. Friday, we've got a fantastic guest coming on to the workshop. So that'd be nice. And then I'm doing Street Smarts on Saturday.
Yeah, I know. I'll be there Friday.
Will you actually? Okay, cool.
I'll
very long
be there. Yep. Clint, you got anything that you want to promote that's coming up? I put your channel link out there a few times already.
Oh, that's nice of you. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, if you guys want to share my vids, I mean, what else is there to do? It's an odd thing to share of my own of, hey, look at me do this thing intentionally bad. But, it's also kind of odd to gope you guys into sharing my thing. So,
no, I love it.
But yeah, that's
all
it.
Right. So
thanks again for having me.
Oh, dude, thank you so much for being here. It's awesome. You were like the first person that we've had on here.
You're our first celebrity.
Yes,
celebrity. Oh yeah. The D- celebrity is always
listen.
A good start.
Around these parts, you are a celebrity.
Look, the plant.
Look, Brie Larson, Kathy Griffin, you.
Wow, is that in reverse order? Is that
no? They did it the right way.
Wow, interesting. That Brie Larson, even with the Captain Marvel, the franchise, is higher than Kathy Griffin, let alone me. But okay,
Kathy Griffin.
There
you
go. Okay, well, I'm happy to have. So if Brie Larson came on, you guys would be like, all right, this is nice, but it's not as good as F. Clint. That was
for sure. Yes.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot less questions about the plant world and stuff, so I understand that.
I don't know. We could talk to her about how to represent forest products.
Oh, that's true.
All right, Culture, you're up, man. Let's get to it.
So yeah, I have a YouTube channel. It's called Culture Casino. I do some videos once a week. I cover business oriented stuff from the entertainment world, and I try to figure out why you're spending the money the way you are. But hey, that's just my gig. Otherwise, I do a bunch of live streams. In fact, I have. I think I'm on. It was today's Tuesday, right?
Yes.
I do a bunch of stuff on Tuesday, don't I?
No, Thursdays.
No. Thursday's really busy. So tomorrow, be sure to check out the be sure to check out the 6 Minute Daily, where I essentially pull news and do some commentary about the entertainment industry for 6 minutes. That was awesome today because I boomered it badly. In the first minute, I was muted, so you guys got the silent film version of the 6 Minute Daily for the first minute. It was really great. And then let's see, Wednesday is busy. I think I'm going to be on Bounding into Comics. We're going to talk about some stuff over there, quite possibly. I'm usually on The Dump. I'm not sure if I'll have time for that tomorrow. And then you shut the fuck up.
Everybody wants to be naked and famous. Everybody wants to be just like me. I'm naked. And very super famous, super famous, super famous.
Shut the fuck up.
Very super famous. A lot of people know I exist. I am very super famous, super famous, super famous.
Shut the fuck up.
Very super famous. You are not, so you are shit.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Culture. That may be a little
You have
confusing
really
to Clint.
good tasting glasses.
I like that came right after. Well, I'm on The Dump. Right into that bit.
We can't let him keep going on because, again, he was on Wednesday. He's on so many different streams. Like it takes up so much time. He's super famous. That's what it is. Plus, people yell at me if I don't play that clip. People will start yelling at me. And then I got to come back on. But I think anyway. So that's going to be it for us here on Street Smahtz. Clint, thank you so much for being here. It is an honor.
Thank you guys for having
to have
me.
you on here. And so that will do it. Thanks everybody that came out in the chat.
Hi everybody. I have no affiliation with this philosophy of this show. I'm glad to be here.
Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen.
Seriously though, he has really good tasting glasses.
Oh, who? Clint does?
Yeah, man. Did you not see them?
By the way, did you see that? I think we're wearing the same exact shirt.
Who, me and him?
No, me and Clint.
Oh, really?
Yeah, basically the same.
Yeah, I definitely didn't notice that.
Wait, isn't this about the time Culture unmutes his mic and messes this whole thing up?
Oh God, I hope not. We've done so well so far.
Right. Well, I'd give today's episode probably a 9.5.
I'd give it a solid 10. A solid 10. Oh, it's coming up to the bit. You got to turn it off.
Right.
Ready?
Hold on, I'm ready.
Ready?
Nope, not yet.
Oh no.
Oh well. And
now.